welcome back to day 2 of our context clues article. I'm Kat.
I'm Elsie.
And like I said, yesterday we learned about context clues.
文意线索, they are very important
they
when you read.
Important. Yes. So like words with similar meanings and opposite meanings. And then there was explanations and giving examples.
所以4种同学们都要记得哦。第一个是同样意思的相近意思的。第二个是相反意思。What's the third one?
Explanations.
要找它的意义就是在它的后面。还有就是 examples 要用例子。
Right. So now we are going to actually try these out. We're going to see some examples of sentences with words that you probably don't know because they're a little advanced. If you do know them, good for you. But you don't spoil it for your classmates. Just kind of zip your lips. All right. So let's go to the article and see what we're going to practice.
Reading.
Read like a master with context clues. Okay, it's time to put your knowledge into practice. Try this exercise and guess the meaning of the underlined word. Disney movies provide many examples of classic villains, such as Jafar from Aladdin and the Lion King's Scar. Their evil plans make things difficult for the heroes and make them seem greater as a result. Which of the following is closest in meaning to villains? A. Close friends. B. Partners. C. Bad guys. D. Leaders. Of course, the correct answer is C. Villains are the bad guys in stories that try to stop, hurt, or even kill the good guys. They also pursue evil plans of their own. This sentence used examples as context. Also, we get more information by reading the next sentence. It provides further clues. There are other kinds of information we can look for. For example, you should be able to tell what part of speech the word belongs to. In this case, villain is a noun. This will help you work out the meaning. You can also use this chart. It helps you build up information about unfamiliar words. It will also help you remember them in the future. So remember, don't quit when you see an unfamiliar word. Take a moment to look for context clues, and you'll soon find the answer.
All right, our article starts out. Okay, it's time to put your knowledge into practice. All right, now we have this word knowledge. Knowledge, of course, is the things you know. It's a noun. Now you know context clues, so you can use them. Knowledge is what you have in your brain. It's the things you know. Different from wisdom. So wisdom, you might have heard this word, being wise. That's like knowledge and experience, and also a little bit like kindness. But also it's different from intelligence. Intelligence is how smart you are. So knowledge is the things you know, not how smart you are, not how experienced you are. It's the things you know. Now, an example for knowledge. Nina has lots of knowledge about animals, including all kinds of different fish and dinosaurs. So she knows a lot.
Knowledge 这个名词呢，它是不可数的哦，要特别小心。所以呢，很多知识我们要说 lots of knowledge 或者是 a lot of knowledge. 那再来呢，我们还看到一个片语是 put something into practice. 它代表的是實際操作或是實踐。So it's important to put what you've learned at school into practice. 實踐在學校所學到的東西是很重要的。那現在呢，我們就來把昨天學到的實際操作一次吧。
Yeah, so if you don't put something into practice after you learn it, then what's the point of learning it? You're going to forget. Yeah. All right, so our article goes on. Try this exercise and guess the meaning of the underlined word. We're going to do exercise.
Not that kind of exercise.
Not that kind of exercise. Yeah, so exercise is a noun, and you probably heard it about working out your body. It's not working out your body in this case. And exercise here is a problem that helps you use your knowledge or your brain. So, like math class, I think you might have a lot of exercises in math class to let you practice doing problems in the way you just learned. Musicians, for example, we have exercises that let us practice skills. Like if you need to practice the way that you move your fingers or practice the way you use your voice, that's an exercise. Now, exercises are to help you get better at something you already know. They don't give you new information. They're for practicing. So an example for exercise. My homework tonight is 20 exercises to practice using this kind of grammar in a sentence.
20 exercises?
It's just 20 sentences. It's not that bad.
Okay. Exercise 在文章中呢当名詞用，代表練習習題，不是運動哦。那這邊說到的是呢，試試看以下的練習題，看看你能不能猜出畫底線的字義。那畫底線的這個字呢，我們看到它前面是 under 再加 line。Underline 這個動作呢，代表的是在字下面畫線。那文章中呢，它當過去分詞，它是過去分詞當形容詞用，所以你會看到它在字尾加上了一個 d 當做過去分詞。那它代表的就是畫底線的。
All right, so our first exercise that we're going to do is about Disney movies.
迪士尼電影
Yay!
Do you like them?
Of course I do.
I think everybody loves them.
I grew up with Disney. But anyway, Disney movies provide many examples of classic villains, such as Jafar from Aladdin and the Lion King's Scar. Their evil plans make things difficult for the heroes and make them seem greater as a result.
Okay, so there is an underlined word, which is
villains.
Villains. 好，所以这邊說到呢，迪士尼電影提供了很多經典 villains 的例子。那這邊畫底線的字就是 villains 這個字，那就是我們要去找出它的字義哦。那我們先看到 such as 後面的資訊，他說到像是阿拉丁裡面的 Jafar， 還有獅子王裡面的 Scar， 他們邪惡的計劃都讓英雄們很難為。不過也讓他們呢在最後看起來更偉大。Okay, and there's a question.
Right. So, the article asks, which of the following is closest in meaning to villains? So now that you've got this passage with all this information in it, you can pick from 4 choices. You've got A, close friends, B, partners, C, bad guys, or D, leaders.
所以下列哪個最接近 villains 的字義呢？那我們由例子阿拉丁裡面的 Jafar 和獅子王裡面的 Scar， 我們可以知道他們都是經典的反派角色。
So even if you don't know these movies, if you do know these movies, it's much easier for you to tell. But if you don't know these movies, the reading gives you enough information that you can still tell the meaning. All right, so now the article says the answer. And if you don't want to know, then you should pause here so that you can figure it out for yourself, because I'm going to say it. Of course, the correct answer is C.
C.
Villains are the bad guys in stories that try to stop, hurt, or even kill the good guys.
OK, 所以剛剛提到 villains 就是像 Jafar 或者 Scar 這些反派角色，他們是壞人，邪惡的角色 ，they are villains. OK, 所以答案是 C, bad guys.
Yeah.
那接下來呢
Bad guy. Duh.
Billie Eilish. OK,
Anyway.
The article then says, they also pursue evil plans of their own.
So pursue here, we're not going to give you context. We're going to tell you what it means. Pursue is a verb that means literally to chase somebody or to follow them until you catch them. But if you're talking about pursue a plan or idea or goal, that means you are chasing after that idea and you're trying to achieve it. You're trying to overcome obstacles to get what you want. Pursuing goals is pretty great, but pursuing evil plans, not so great. Yeah, so if you pursue evil plans, it means you're trying to make evil things happen. All right, here's an example sentence for pursue. After graduating high school, Willa pursued her dream of becoming a doctor by going to medical school. So she's still chasing that dream.
Pursue 這個動詞呢是追求或是致力於，那正面的說法像是 pursue your dream 追求你的夢想，那負面的就是我們文章提到的這些壞蛋們，他們致力於打造屬於他們自己的邪惡計劃。OK， 所以記得咯，我們剛剛已經揭曉答案了 ，villains 它的意思就是壞人。
So bad guys. This sentence used examples as context. You had Jafar, you had Scar, and then it talked about evil If you know what the word evil means, then you can think of that as like a similar meaning to villain.
Evil 邪恶的。OK， 所以呢，这个句子它就用到的是前后文当中出现的单字举例。
All right, our next part of the article says, also we get more information by reading the next sentence. So as I said before, pursuing evil plans. But information here is one of our vocabulary words, and it's a noun that means a piece of knowledge. So something that somebody informs you about, that's the verb, or they tell you or they let you know, that's information. When we have questions or we have things we want to know, we look for more information so we can learn or understand better. So an example sentence for information might be, can you tell me some information about these shoes? It means, can you tell me some facts or some things about these shoes? I want to know which ones are better for running.
Information 這個不可數的名詞就是資訊啦，所以這邊說到啊，我們也可以從 such as 後面的那個句子得到更多的資訊。
So it, being the sentence after, provides further clues. Now, further here is a nice word. It's an adjective or an adverb. Here we're using it as an adjective. It's a comparative adjective, actually, from far. So far is interesting because it has two kinds of comparatives. There's farther and there's further. Farther with an A, further with a U. So, and then you'd have superlative farthest, furthest with different uses. If you talk about something being farther, it means it's more far away. It's there's a bigger distance between those two things. Or if you say something is further, it means it's moving forward more, making more progress, or it's giving you more. So if you say, my house is farther away from Taipei than yours, that's farther, like there's a bigger distance. And I will give you further details about the party later. It means I will tell you more details later. Further can also just be a fancy way to say more, really, or something, which is the way we use it in the article. So further information, more information. Now, an example sentence might be, we're done with class for today. If you have further questions on the lesson, come see me at my desk.
Further 這個形容詞呢，它是額外的、更多的。那它是由哪個字變來的呢？它是由 far F-A-R 這個形容詞變過來的。那這一組的三級變化是 far, further。The furthest 這個就是額外的、更多的、更進一步的。那如果是距離的遙遠，我們可以用 far, farther 或是 the farthest， 遠、更遠、最遠。那文章說到的是呢，這些資訊它提供了更多的線索。And then it says there are other kinds of information we can look for. For example, you should be able to tell what part of speech the word belongs to. What is part of speech?
Well, that's all the things we always talk about when we give our vocabulary words. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, articles, conjunctions. Those are parts of speech.
Right. 所以呢 part of speech 它指的就是英語裡面的詞性，像是我們熟悉的 verbs 動詞 nouns 名詞 adjectives 形容詞 adverbs 副詞，這些都是 parts of speech。那課文說呢，用詞性也可以看出端倪哦。
All right, yeah. So you could tell, even if you don't know the word, by how it's used in the sentence, what kind of part of speech it would be. So in the article, we go on to say, in this case, villain is a noun. You can tell it's a noun because it's used like a noun. This will help you work out the meaning. So you know it can't be an action, you know it can't be a describer, because it's a noun.
那我们怎麼樣知道它是個名詞呢？因為前面有一個形容詞叫做 classic， 經典的，所以形容詞修飾後面的名詞。那所以我們要用這樣的方式，也可以去想出字義到底是什麼。再來呢，我們還遇到了一個片語是 work out， 它代表想出解決的辦法。For example, she spent the whole day trying to work out the problem, but she still couldn't. 她花了一整天的時間想要想出問題的解決辦法，但還是沒有辦法。接下來呢，再補充一下 workout 呢還有另外一個意思是鍛鍊身體健身 You go to the gym and you work out. That's different.
Exercise. Yeah. Right. Like how we have exercise meaning, a problem, and work out meaning to solve a problem. You work out and exercise.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. You can also use this chart. Now, we're not showing the chart to us, but you can see it in the magazine. The chart shows all kinds of information. It helps you build up information about unfamiliar words.
文章這裡說到啊，你也可以用下面的表格，它能夠幫你建立生字的資訊，也可以幫你記憶單字哦。那這邊我們看到的片語 build up， 它代表的是建立、發展或是增強。For example, you need more protein and need to work out more in order to build up your strength. 你需要更多的蛋白質，需要運動更多，進而發展你的力量，建立起你的力量。
All right, so now we're looking at the chart. We're using today's example. The unfamiliar word is villain.
這邊的生字不熟的字就是壞蛋啦 villain.
Villain. So the sentence that the word was in. Disney movies provide many examples of classic villains, such as Jafar from Aladdin and the Lion King's Scar.
所以這邊就是我們剛剛在文章裡面看到的句子。看到 such as 後面有這一些的例子 Jafar 從阿拉丁來的，然後 Scar 刀疤從獅子王來的。
All right, now we have the different ways that you can tell or ways that you can find out what this means, this word villain. So first we have part of speech.
詞性
Context clue.
前後文線索
Oh, sorry, it's context clue type. Now, then we have word definition.
Word definition 字義
Words with similar meanings.
相似字
And words with opposite meanings.
相反字
Okay, so those are all different ways that you can tell what villain means. And even if it's not in the reading, you can fill it in yourself.
Yeah.
So the opposite of a villain?
Good guy.
A hero. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now the article goes on after the chart. So remember, don't quit when you see an unfamiliar word. Don't reach for that dictionary. Now, quit is our last vocabulary word, and we're not going to quit because we've got to go through it. So quit is a verb that means to give up, to stop trying, don't do anything else, just stop. Quit sounds kind of like failing though, because it means the person stopped trying before they accomplished their goal, before they reached their goal. If you call somebody a quitter, it's kind of a bad thing because a quitter is a person who gives up easily. But also we use the word quit to talk about jobs or school. So if you say, I quit my job, it means I decided to stop working there. I quit the band means I left the band. I'm not in the band anymore. Now, an example sentence for quit might be, Jimmy quit playing piano after high school, but he still remembers how to play some songs on it. So probably he just doesn't take lessons anymore.
Quit 這個動詞呢，代表停止、放棄。那除了剛剛 Kat 提到的，像是 quit a job 辭職之外呢，我們還可以在 quit 後面加上動名詞，像是 quit smoking、quit drinking， 那就是戒除這些不好的習慣。
Now, those are good kind of quitting.
Right.
Yeah.
那課文說呢，所以呢，你要記得，當你看到生字的時候，不要放棄 ，Don't quit.
Yeah, don't quit. So take a moment to look for context clues, and you'll soon find the answer.
那你就停下來找找前後的文意線索，你就會很快找到答案。
All right, so I hope you've learned something interesting with us today. We're actually going to try this out ourselves after we go to our For You chat.
For You chat.
All right, so as I said, we're going to try out this exercise. So I'm going to give Elsie a word that I think she doesn't know. Okay. It's a very advanced word, and it's kind of hard because her English is so good, so I need to find a really hard word.
So it's my unfamiliar word.
It is your unfamiliar word. All right, so I'm going to give you a sentence with this unfamiliar word in it, and we'll see what you can do.
Okay.
My friend told me a morbid joke yesterday about dying in a car accident.
你的朋友告訴你一個 morbid joke. Morbid 的笑話
Yeah.
昨天告訴你的
Yeah, morbid.
And what's the last part of the sentence?
About dying in a car accident.
關於死在車禍裡面的事情。Okay.
Or you could say she has a morbid sense of humor.
So I'll say morbid. The word morbid's parts of speech is adjective.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes,
形容
it's an
詞
adjective.
形容 joke, 形容笑話。
So, let me think. Do I need to give you another example?
Yes.
Okay. This movie has a really morbid story. All the characters seem to be obsessed with death.
Okay, morbid story 怎麼樣的故事？然後大家都很喜歡死亡的故事。It's like weird. Dark.
Kind of. Think about the first one, too. My friend told me a joke about dying in a car accident.
Like, not funny?
It might be funny.
Dark humor?
I'm telling you too much. I'm telling you too much.
I need one more hint or one more clue.
Okay. People during the Black Death in the 16th, 15th century.
黑死病.
Yeah. They had a very morbid outlook on life because so many people were dying.
Sad? Miserable?
Kind of. It's about death.
It's about death.
Yeah.
So the meaning of the word is about death.
Yeah, it's like having to do with death.
关于死亡的.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what morbid
So
means.
morbid joke, a morbid joke, and a morbid what?
Movie.
Movie.
And a morbid way of living life or a morbid way of viewing life.
Okay. 关于死亡的. Okay.
Yeah. So I think
Interesting.
I think you got it. Yeah.
Kind of got it.
Yeah. If you want to know more, actually more, it comes from Latin like mortis, which means to die. Yeah. So that's also another way you can tell. If you know your root words, that's another context clue you can
对呀，
use.
字根很重要的.
All right. Do you want to... I think, is that all the time we have?
Yeah, I think
All
so.
right. Then next time you can do it for me in Mandarin because I'm sure
Okay.
there's lots more words in Mandarin that I don't know.
I would love to do that.
Yay! Okay, so you can try this out with your friends. Maybe find a dictionary and look up a word, or maybe think of a word that you know that they don't, and you can play this game.
Yeah.
Or just read any book, and if you find a word you don't know, just practice using context clues, and you can find the meaning of the word.
Yeah, make use of this chart.
Yeah, all right. So we will see you next time. Hope this is helpful. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Read like a master with context clues. Okay, it's time to put your knowledge into practice. Try this exercise and guess the meaning of the underlined word. Disney movies provide many examples of classic villains, such as Jafar from Aladdin and the Lion King's Scar. Their evil plans make things difficult for the heroes and make them seem greater as a result. Which of the following is closest in meaning to villains? A. Close friends. B. Partners. C. Bad guys. D. Leaders. Of course, the correct answer is C. Villains are the bad guys in stories that try to stop, hurt, or even kill the good guys. They also pursue evil plans of their own. This sentence used examples as context. Also, we get more information by reading the next sentence. It provides further clues. There are other kinds of information we can look for. For example, you should be able to tell what part of speech the word belongs to. In this case, villain is a noun. This will help you work out the meaning. You can also use this chart. It helps you build up information about unfamiliar words. It will also help you remember them in the future. So remember, don't quit when you see an unfamiliar word. Take a moment to look for context clues, and you'll soon find the answer.
Vocabulary Review.
Knowledge. This course will help students gain the knowledge that they need to work at a foreign company. Exercise. The teacher handed out some exercises to help us practice some English phrases. Pursue. Carrie is pursuing a job, and she has applied for quite a few already. Information. The information on this map is old. It doesn't show many new streets. Further. Cook the chicken for 15 minutes, add the vegetables, and then cook it for a further 5 minutes. Quit. Derek had to quit playing soccer after he broke his leg.
智慧小補帖
Underline.
以上節目是由活用空中美語製作，活用空中美語雜誌，請洽詢全國各大書店。如欲索取試聽教材，請來電02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上網查詢，網址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net